רבותיי, בוקר טוב. בעזרת השם נדבר את רבי חיים פינטו, נדבר את בבא סאלז, נדבר את my grandfather רבי משה. מהקדוש ברוך הוא בעזרת השם bless everyone with ברכה והצלחה. בסייעתא דשמיא, and may today בעזרת השם be a day full of success. Amen. כן יהיה עצמו. You know, רבותיי, this week's Parasha, as we all know, we see Moshe Rabbeinu goes up to the Marom, he goes up to the sky with his body, with his flesh, and he sits with HaKadosh Baruch Hu for 40 days and 40 nights. You know, Rabbi Chazal bring us a conversation that Moshe Rabbeinu actually had with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, which I think, Rabotai, is one of a conversation that has no way to understand it, and when you read it, a million questions come, and I would love to share it with everyone, B'ezrat Hashem. We see, Rabotai, Moshe Rabbeinu comes to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and says, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I have a question for you. And this is the question, Rabotai, that we receive all the time in our shul. Moshe Rabbeinu tells HaKadosh Baruch Hu, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, how come in the world I see people which are such tzaddikim, they only do good, they only help each other, they only search for a good opportunity, so sweet, never hurt anybody, but still, ralo, they still have troubles and problems fall on them, which in the wording of the Torah, it's more tzaddik veralo, meaning a tzaddik and still he has bad things that fall on him. And on the other instance, he said, I see sometimes people, complete reshaim, they're hurting each other, they're looking to pinch each other, they're cursing each other, but still, he's wealthy, he's healthy, he has kids. Tovlo. He has a beautiful life. Why is that? So this is HaKadosh Baruch Hu answers an answer which makes, Rabotai, no sense. Until we explain it at least. It says HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells Moshe Rabbeinu, Tzaddik v'tovlo, a tzaddik, a righteous person that has blessing, it means his father was a tzaddik. A tzaddik that suffers, it means his father was a rasha. And a rasha that has blessings, it means his father was a tzaddik. And if a rasha has suffering, it means his father was a rasha. Meaning, tzaddik v'tovlo ben tzaddik, tzaddik v'ralo ben rasha, rasha v'ralo ben rasha, rasha v'tovlo ben tzaddik. Everyone understood? Yeah. Meaning, wherever the father, if the father was a tzaddik, he became, he's going to have wealth and have happiness and blessings. If his father was a rasha, he's going to have hits and makot. So it says Moshe Rabbeinu, when he heard this answer, he said, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, how is that possible? Didn't we say, Lo yamutu banim al aviem? Meaning a son won't get punished on the sins of his father? It's black and white in the Torah. You can't punish a son because if his father was good or father was bad. It's impossible. So it says that HaKadosh Baruch Hu answered him a second answer. What's the second answer? HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells him, okay, a tzaddik that has blessing means he's a tzaddik gamur, complete tzaddik. A tzaddik that suffers means he's not a complete tzaddik. And a rasha that has blessing, meaning he's not a complete rasha. And a rasha that has bad, it means he's a complete rasha. And that's the answer, Rabotai. Now, when we read this midrash, it's so hard to understand how HaKadosh Baruch Hu, what? He's going to bless a person only if he's a complete righteous man, or if a person is a bad person, but not a complete bad person, he's also going to bless. It's something that doesn't make sense. So now, in order to understand this, we have to actually understand the concept of Gilgulim. And I will explain. As we all know, Rabotai, what is a Gilgul? What is a Gilgul? Reincarnation. Nachon? Now we all know that every single person comes down to the world in order to repair something. Nobody comes down to the world to stump, to go work and to eat and to sleep and to wake up and to go to work. It doesn't exist. If a person comes down to the world, he has something to repair. Now, with everything in this world, if you want to go send someone to repair it, what you have to send them with? The tools. So depending on what you have to fix, you have to send them a different pair of tools, a different set of tools. So the same thing goes for people's tikkunim. One tikkun, he needs to be rich in order to repair it. Another tikkun needs to be poor in order to repair it. But in other words, everything that HaKadosh Baruch Hu puts in a person's life, in a certain point, to a certain level, it's in order for him to repair his tikkun. It's in order for him to repair what he came down to the world to do, what he came down to the world to do from the first place. You know, Rabotai Arizal gives us an amazing teaching about the names of each Gilgul. What does that mean? It means that we know a person can come down several times in a reincarnation in order to repair his tikkun. Arizal says the first reincarnation that he does, the first Gilgul that he does, what is it called? Av, father. And if we return the second time, what is it called? Son. And if we return the third time, what's it called? Grandson. That's actually the names of each number of Gilgul, meaning it's not number 1, number 2, number 3. It's father, son, grandson. And it goes further and further and further. Abotai, if we take that teaching of Arizal, now suddenly things can start to make sense. It's not that HaKadosh Baruch Hu was answering Moshe Rabbeinu, that it's the actual father, meaning that it was if his father was a tzaddik, then he would be blessed. It was if his first Gilgul, which is called a father, if his previous Gilgul, which is called a father to him, according to that, he will be blessed or he will not be blessed. And that's why, Rabotai, when we do vidui, what do we say? Aval chatanu anachnu v'avotenu. Why avotenu? Why you miskenim? How come? What if they didn't sin? What if you're behemet son of tzaddikim? What you're going to say? I sinned and my ancestors sinned. They didn't sin. It's chaval that you're putting that judgment on them. No, it's not that the actual ancestors. It was that your previous Gilgulim, the fact that you came down to the world again, it means that your previous Gilgulim, which is your father and your grandfather, in the naming, in the wording of the Kabbalah, they sinned. And for those sins we came down to repair, and for those sins we came down actually to letaken. And that is why, Rabotai, we can understand now this conversation with HaKadosh Baruch Hu and Moshe Rabbeinu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu was teaching Moshe Rabbeinu something simple. Everything that happens to a person in this world, it comes to a person due to what? Due to the fact that he needs to repair the previous Gilgulim in order to repair the previous Tikkun. So everything that occurs, we need to understand that it is our job in order to take the tool that we have, rich, poor, pinch, not pinch, sick, not sick, angry, not angry, doesn't matter. Use the tool that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave us in order to repair our Tikkun, in order to reach to the highest point. It says, Rabotai, Elu HaMishpatim Asher Tasim Lifneim. Nachon? These are the laws that Asher Tasim Lifneim. The Torah opened up, Ilin Dinayad Deistar Kadmon. What does that mean? It means these are the laws of the Gilgulim, which are complicated and they're long and they're old, and we have no knowledge to truly understand. So really everything that happens in this world, take it and understand from it that there is a lot of depth to it. Can we understand the depth? Maybe not. But we have to accept it, that there is depth, and we have to accept it that HaKadosh Baruch Hu actually has a plan. Maybe we don't see it, but we'll see it better than that. And that is why, Rabotai, it's a little bit of a question that so many people ask. I think it's a beautiful way to answer it. So that is why, Rabotai, I would love it. I shared it with you. So may HaKadosh Baruch Hu Hashem give everyone big bracha v'atzlacha. B'siyata d'shmaya gdola. And may the merit bet Hashem, my grandfather, Rabbi Pinto, bless us all the brachot. Amen.